What's up, fellas? It's your boy Schema here to talk about Madden 19 predictions. Madden 18 was a good run for a lot of owners and bad run for some other owners. But Madden 18 is over. Throw it out the door. We have a new playing field. It's gonna be like playing on a brand new console. Some guys gonna come up, some guys gonna go back down, some guys can go steady. You know. So we're gonna see how everything rolls. Well, a lot of people question my pick on the Giants, and I had the first stab at a team. I had pick two, but pick one didn't show up. He wanted the last pick. That's cool. The reason I picked the Giants was because I wanted to pick the team that was real young across the board on offense. The defense wasn't that old either, based on what they had. They got a young quarterback who was a rookie, along with Odell Beckham. He's 25. Saquon Barkley, 21. Ingram is 23. No reason to look past that. And they got Nate Solder, who I probably put at center with all that awareness. And they drafted Hernandez on draft day in the second round. That was a huge eye opener. I like, okay, all right, good job, Giants. Giants had a heck of a draft. Defensive side of the ball, they picked up Lorenzo Carter, 88 speed, 6'5". He probably gonna be my middle linebacker. We got Ogletree. I really like Damian Harrison, and I'm gonna put Vernon, the right outside linebacker, at defensive end. So look forward to that switch. Secondary wise, Eli Apple has to come out the gates balling. I do like my safety, Collins. I like Jenkins as well at corner, but he's 29. So 1 or 2 seasons for him. I'm hoping that the speed stay at 90. He has 92 acceleration now. Based on 18 Madden, the acceleration was going down like 2 points. So he could have 90 speed, 90 acceleration in year 2. So keep an eye on that. And there's nobody in the division that can stick Beckham one-on-one. So he's going to cause a matchup problem as well as the tight end. And you got to keep an eye on Barkley. Okay, with that being said, look for the Eagles to come out the door swinging as well as the Giants, while the Cowboys and Redskins try to keep up. The Eagles have a big-time defensive line, a big-time offensive line as well. So in the trenches, they got the best team. Now, their cornerbacks are going to come out the gate struggling to cover some of the guys. They do have Darby at corner. I respect him. But in this division, if you ain't got no corners, you're going to struggle to cover Odell Beckham. You're going to struggle to cover Jeffries. Alshon Jeffries out of Philadelphia. And I kind of like Richardson, who came over from Seattle to Washington. I think that was a good pickup. Now that we talk about Washington threats, I think the Redskins have some sneaky pieces. By year 3, he could sneak up and try to compete for the division title. This guy got Nicholson at safety with 92 speed. He got another backup safety with 94 speed. He got Monroe with 94 speed. That's a lot of speed. The problem is their awareness need to build up. Coming out the gates, Beckham can score 3 touchdowns easily. You know, you only got Josh Norman. He can't cover the whole field. And even when he's on Odell Beckham, don't look for him to stick with him at all times. Redskins also got Vernon Davis and Reed at tight end. That's big. That's going to be hard for defenses to stop. The reason I didn't pick the Redskins was because of the age of Zachary Brown, 28. I can't have my middle linebacker old for this type of league. That's why I passed on Seattle too with Wagner. I want a middle linebacker starting fresh. You know, like Roquan Smith for the Bears. Now, with the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys are going to struggle for 2 seasons and get on the roll. He came in and got a Falcon team that had some pieces on it in blueprint last year. That's fine. Okay. you coveted a good team, but now you're not gonna scare me on offense. Your offense is trash. You have an offensive line with Ezekiel Elliott running behind it. That's all you got. There's not one receiver in Dallas that scares anybody. The Eagles gonna put you on lock. I'm gonna put you on lock, and the Redskins gonna put you on lock. So look for Dallas to finish last in the division. Dallas has, a steady defense. So, but this guy's not a defense coordinator. I put up 63 on him. Matter of fact, the actual score was 62-31 in a game that really meant something. The other game I played him, I lost by 2, but my running back fumbled 3 times that game. So if we can hold on to the ball, the Cowboys have no chance. But he does, like I said, have a defense. You got Lawrence on that side of the ball. Byron Jones is versatile. I like a lot of his pieces. Don't get me wrong, I thought about the Cowboys months ago. Like that one guy said, Schema probably knew about his team 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I did. I didn't think it'd be the Giants, but after further in-depth, investigation, I figured the Giants would be it. So, with all that being said, look for the Eagles and Giants to win 4 division titles. Look for the Redskins and Cowboys to win 0 division titles. No division titles for Dallas whatsoever. If anybody's going to upset us, it'll be the Redskins. It's just too much to rebuild on Dallas for its offensive playmakers. They don't have it. At least the Redskins got inside numbers. Because I like Crowder too. Crowder's good. Eagles got weapons. He might go with Pumphrey at running back. Who knows? But he has a strong defense. Man, good God Almighty. That's a lot. That's a lot for one. That's a lot on one team. Oh, Cox and Brandon Ingram. Oh my goodness. Look out. Moving on to the AFC West. When you look at the Cardinals team, he has a young quarterback. He has David Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald on his last legs. And then you look at Patrick Peterson holding it down at the cornerback spot. How he uses Buchanan could determine a lot for this team. Because we could be at a point in the season where the Cardinals are actually 4-8 and the rest of the division is 8-4. We'll get to that in a minute. But I feel like there's going to have to be some good coaching for the Cardinals. He got a quarterback. I like that situation for his team. Just like the Giants. He got Lavelle at quarterback. Both quarterbacks coming into a rookie season. If somehow these quarterbacks can make the Pro Bowl, reach season goals, that will be a step in the right direction. But the loss of Honey Badger, Callis Campbell 2 years ago, basically, over a year ago, it was pretty tough. Unless you can get some jump balls in the red zone with Fitzgerald, or run for 16, maybe even 2,000 yards with David Johnson, I don't see it. So we're going to definitely see what the Cardinals can do with that team. The 49ers are another team with low-rated players. I like Witherspoon at corner. Got Solomon, who probably won't ever be traded. He got young quarterback Garoppolo. Kittle's at tight end is a sneaky guy. Thing about Kittle's, even when his numbers are low, he catches everything. I don't think he's going to hold on to Pierre Garçon too long. He probably need to be replaced in the year 1 draft. McKinnon over there making plays will help out the team as well. But you just don't know what these teams are going to do. McKinnon's not even my type of running back. So the Niners could be saying the same thing, or you could say we're going to go with McKinnon and then build on the offensive line, who also has a superstar that came from Notre Dame in McGlinchey, who came out of Notre Dame as like the 9th overall pick as a superstar left tackle. My goodness. So the Niners definitely have some pieces to build and work with starting out. The Rams, my goodness, the D-line led by Sue and Donaldson, but they lost Quinn. They lost Ogletree. And so for some reason, Ogletree was never the reason I picked the Giants. But if you think about it, Ogletree could play a vital spot. Because Ogletree ain't no 29 years old either. He's still pretty young. But we're going to see how long we can hold on to him. Maybe he'll play right outside linebacker on the left just to get us started. But back to the Rams, he's old at corner with Talib. He does have a young corner in Peterson, but it ain't like he got 94 speed. So starting out, they're not going to be able to play too much man-to-man, I don't think. They do have a high-powered offense, Gurley, young stud quarterback in golf, Cook. Don't forget about Everett at tight end. I could have very well easily picked this team, but the reason I didn't, I thought a few pieces were a little too old. Talib's old. Just too old to start with. The linebacker position is actually weaker than the Giants, in my opinion. Don't really care for the safety position. It just was no reason to pick them. I got what they got. I'm going with Beckham over Cook. Considering Barkley as a rookie, I'm picking Barkley over Gurley. And I like tight end Ingram over tight end Everett. So that's a no-brainer. And that was the deciding factor. If the Damian Harrison wasn't on the Giants, I would have walked over to the Rams just that quick. Seattle. I got them number 8 on my board. I think the Seahawks are a team that people are overlooking. These guys got Shaquille Griffin at corner, and his other brother Griffin, Shaheem Griffin, actually playing linebacker with 91 speed. You put that with Wagner, and don't forget, even though they lost Bennett to the Eagles, they still got Carter and Deion Jordan playing defensive end. You don't need all that. When I had Seattle last year, that was one of my Super Bowl runs, considering I had 2 Super Bowl runs and lost them both. How sad. But considering I had 4 defensive ends last year, and I got rid of 2 of them. I actually got rid of Clark and brought in another draft prospect. We still sacking the quarterback. So you don't need to have 4 defensive ends. If you got it, okay, fine. But you don't have to have that. You got free agencies. You got free agents. And you got draft prospects coming in. So you can put them as backup defensive ends instead of holding on to all those defensive ends. Now, you do have Earl Thomas to get you through the first couple of years. Cam Chancellor, he's a 1-year guy. If you can't convert him to linebacker, he's a 1-year guy. Leave it at that. But they do have Russell Wilson who can make all the throws. They did draft Penny, to run the ball out of San Diego State. That is big because now you got a fresh running back that you can build up. And one of my top receivers in the game, I didn't pick Seattle, was because of Baldwin. Baldwin already 28 years old. Already. And I don't need that to be my number 1 guy. Again, Beckham, to me, along with Barkley, Ingram, and the young quarterback, Lavelle, are all 25 and under. Another reason I picked the Giants. So, I just think that Seattle is old in some positions. When you talk about Cam and you talk about Baldwin at receiver. Even Russell Wilson, being 30 years old, was a question mark. That's a lot of age, man. So I had to let that go. With that being said, look for the 49ers to win 8. No, I ain't say 6, 7. 8 division titles based on an 8-year scale. Cardinals 0 titles, Rams 0 titles, Seahawks 0 titles. The Rams could sneak into the playoffs. It's a different world now in Madden 19. But the Niners, man, that man make an average team look great. All right, let's move on to another division. NFC South. In this division, I had the Falcons on my board. I really, really like the Falcons. Again, age was a problem. Julio Jones, 29. You know what I'm saying? Matt Ryan ain't getting no younger. They do have depth in the backfield with Freeman and Coleman, which is something the former Lions owner, Chico, is going to love. This guy had injury problems all the way through the season and still found a way to make back-to-back playoffs, you know, for high stakes in the year before that. So good luck. Congratulations on your lottery pick. Now, the Falcons have two defensive ends going to be coming for your head. This is big. McKinley out of UCLA is a monster. That's too much. When you got Trufant playing corner, I don't like Neal at safety, but a lot of people do. You got the boy Jones in the middle, linebacker. They actually put Ridley as a superstar for receiver on this game. The Falcons have a lot to work with, but I don't like their tight end position. I didn't like that at all. Don't like their safeties. Not a fan of them. And don't forget about Victor Beasley teaming up with McKinley at defensive end. This is a lot. Two young defensive ends, young running back Coleman. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. But I still think the Falcons need to work on their D tackle. You know, help out the O line. I mean, what team doesn't need an extra O lineman? But that's it. You know, for us the Saints, you got Lattimore. I like Lattimore a lot. Lattimore is big because he's the only one that can really compete with Julio Jones. Then you got Davenport from the first round. You got Cameron Jordan, who's the anchor of the D line, and I like Crawley too. Crawley is another, you know, DB that people forget about. Drew Brees can play 1 or 2 seasons, so that's gonna help. You know, receiver Thomas get better. They're okay. But I mean, this is a team that has in the backfield Kamari to lead the way. I think Kamari gonna be the guy that people run with the most. You know, for us, Matty Lowe, he's probably gonna do that too. Ingram will probably be a power guy. So it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, how he operate the team. I'm pretty sure he's looking for more speed at the receiver spot because that's why I passed the Saints. They're very low on speed at receivers for us to go-to guys. Now, if you just want to throw it up, okay, fine. But I can see a lot of play action coming from the Saints. Now, for us, the Panthers have the best team for its inside speed, which is cool. You have inside speed. You know, you got the guy DJ Moore. You got the guy Sanders. You got McCaffrey in the backfield. You know, that's a lot of weapons for Cam Newton to work with, the leader of the offense. Then you got the other veteran in Olsen. Other side of the ball, you can't go wrong having Luke Kuechly at the middle linebacker as your leader. You know, people still like Bradley at corner. I think Davis will be replaced after year 1. He's just too low in speed now. You know, I think Matt doesn't give him the love that he deserves. So look for T. Davis to be pretty much replaced at the linebacker spot. I don't like Carolina safeties. You know, they're okay. But I'm talking about, man, I know in the draft, I'm giving me a safety for the Giants to go along with Collins too. Safeties are vital. They play a big part. When you have great safeties, you can play a lot of defenses. As far as the Buccaneers, you know, I don't like the safeties, but people that use the Buccaneers, they're real high on safeties. The guy named Evans at safety. Every Buccaneer owner likes that safety. I never had a chance to use him, so I can't speak on him. He's a rookie from last year. I used the Buccaneers in Madden 17. I actually won a Super Bowl with them. Actually, yeah, that was Madden 16. Take that back. Madden 16. So, with that being said, Vernon Hargreaves right now coming out the gates. I don't think he's gonna be able to produce much unless you're a good user, quarterback making mistakes. This is a high-power offensive division. So Hargreaves gonna have his work cut out. He still get enough opportunities to get picks to improve. You got Grimes, who's slow. He's a vet, but he's too slow. In the red zone, 10, 20 yards in the end, look for him to make some plays. He plays real good in real life, though. Offensive side of the ball, you got Mike Evans, you got Howard, you got Winston. They picked up a young running back with 93 speed. He's going to be doing pretty good, too. But Deshaun Jackson could be the X factor in year one. And then wide receiver Godwin. Going to be around a long time along with Mike Evans. But look for Deshaun Jackson to get replaced. And then, I like what they did in the draft. At the D tackle spot. Veta Vea and McCoy as a tandem at D tackle. They got what they needed for that division. Because that division can run the ball as well. They picked up Jason Pierre-Paul for a pass rush. Look for that to do some damage. But one of the things that stick out on this team when people are looking for teams to use is the linebacker spot. Levante David, that's a lot by itself. This dude is 95 overall. 95 overall. That's a lot. Levante David already ready. So look for the Buccaneers to do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. But that comes down to the owner. The Buccaneers have a great team. Look for their stats to be good, but don't look for the Buccaneers to win no division title. But across the Madden board, whoever uses the Buccaneers and know how to use them, look for them to do a lot of damage. But based on this division, I'm going to go Saints number 1. He's going to win 6 division titles. The Falcons should win 2 division titles. The Panthers and Buccaneers, I hate to say it for the Panthers because they got the pieces to do it, but the Panthers will win no division titles. And again, the Buccaneers will win 0 division titles. Alright, coming up to the NFC North. I call this the redemption division. Solomon Kane of the Bears and Rich Champion of the Vikings. They have to redeem themselves. They came in late on teams that really didn't have too much. Teams was garbage. And then, I would have changed my name from Champion to Prospect. Because that team there's no way I can call myself Rich Champion and mess up my name. I would have been Rich Prospect. Now, with a championship team like the Vikings, your name make more sense. Because when you got a team like the Vikings, which has Xavier Rhodes and Harrison Smith, you got Trey Wayne and Harrison Smith. When you got a guy like that who catches everything that touches his hands, man, he can stop the run. He can zone. Xavier Rhodes can zone, tackle. Them guys are gonna be good. And Trey Wayne, is pretty much gonna be there for a while. At least the first 5 seasons doing good. Then you got on the D line led by defensive end Everett and D tackle Joseph. I passed on this team because age. Joseph was already 29. Everett 29. I don't want no team like that. But for the first 2 seasons, this team gonna be hard to deal with. Now, one of the things I liked about the team was Reggie Thielen and Diggs. Them guys are 2-headed monsters. You ever heard of the Twin Towers, David Robinson and Tim Duncan? These will be the Twin Towers that you got to deal with out the gates. No one else around the league has Twin Towers like this with numbers like that. Stephon Diggs could be a 99 overall before it's all said and done. Thielen, 27 years old, and Diggs 24. You can't go wrong there. I also don't like the tight end position for the Vikings. So that was big too, in passing on them. I had the Vikings at like the 6th best team to pick because Kirk Cousins has 92 throwing power, which is the most he's ever had. And then you got Cook. That's a lot. That's a lot on offense. This offense could just be just as dangerous as the Giants. The problem is they don't have a tight end. That is huge. With that being said, look for the Vikings to do a lot of damage. And now the Bears, they have one of the best running back tandems in the game. You got Cohen, you got Howard. I think Cohen and Howard, if you put them into one body, be the best running back in the game right now. But how he utilizes those running back could determine his success on this team. You do have a receiver, Allen Robinson, who can, you know, break your heart with one catch. I really like that guy. You know, if you put him next to Beckham, that'd be nice. But I don't see me doing that trade for Barkley. You know, people already hit me up about Barkley. You know, but Allen Robinson, he makes you think about it. Um, Offensive line is not the worst. They're up and coming. No, I like what they did. I like what they did in the draft. You know, but at the same time, I think the quarterback position for Trubisky being 74 overall, the Bears could struggle the first season when he had to put the ball in the air. So he probably gonna go in as his franchise quarterback because he's young. That's the only reason he would do that. That's it. I can't see no other reason to keep Trubisky at quarterback. You know, for us the defense, Kyle Fuller doesn't get the love off of last year's success. This guy had a Pro Bowl type season. Amos, I like him a lot. You got Jackson. They're pretty strong at second at the safety position, but to me, they're gonna be relying on corners too much. They're gonna be relying on corners too much to make plays, and they need to be built up. Now, for the division, for like the receivers in that division, they're not the best. This is not the best receiving division outside of the Vikings team. So he right coming out the gates. I don't know. That's pretty deep. Because when you got, you know, we'll talk about the Packers in a minute. He does have to face Devontae Adams and Cobb, Thielen and Diggs, and you know, um, Marvin Jones and Golden Tate. Shit, ain't they're not the baddest receiver either. So they're not the baddest receivers either. So if you look at it, that's six receivers that are rated higher than his cornerbacks. So coming out the gates, unless he calling the right defense, quarterbacks making mistakes, he in trouble. Cause Stafford, Kirk Cousins, and Aaron Rodgers, they have the talent to go and destroy the Bears secondary. But this guy's a defensive minded guy. He got Roquan Smith in the middle. He got Lord bringing the pressure. Hicks and Goldman is cool. So he could make it a defensive game in this division, but it's gonna be awfully tough. But we'll see what happens as we move over to the Lions. The Lions got Stafford, who could throw the deep ball as good as anybody in the game. You got Slay. You got Enswa. So if Enswa can bring defensive pressure, make it easy on Slay, they got a chance. They still trying to see what Tabar's gonna do, who was drafted out of Florida last year. I don't think he's gonna pan out. I think they'll replace him. They lost tight end Everett to the Colts. You know, like I said before, they have Golden Tate and they have Marvin Jones. I like Marvin Jones a little bit, but I don't think this team has too many big time players that can get separation. I think they need to go and do some work and get this team in a better direction. So we'll see what happens. They got some young prospects too. They're looking forward to coming through. But this is really a one man show. Stafford has to get this team in the right direction. They actually lost more than they gained over in the off season. They do have Patricia as coach, but we'll see how that goes. Now moving over to the Pack. Some people call him the best quarterback. So yes, he is arguably the best quarterback in the NFL now, alongside Tom Brady. But I have to throw Drew Brees into that class as well. You do have Cobb and Devontae Allen to throw the ball to. I like Montgomery at the running back position. They picked up Graham, but he's only like a 1 or 2 year guy. That's why I passed on the Pack too, because the Packers are a team that can really go deep with the right owner. They got Wilkinson from the Jets. They probably have the best young prospects at corner. You got Kevin King. You got Josh Jones in the secondary. You got lots of young pieces in that secondary. Why I don't like them? It's probably because of the linebacker spot. The linebackers are gonna struggle. And when you got guys running the ball at you, like the Bears, the Vikings, you're gonna need your linebackers to make a lot of plays. But like I said, everybody got young pieces coming in. They're gonna look forward to those young pieces making plays. Will it happen? We'll see. It's gonna be a good division. I don't see the Packers and Lions compete for the division title in year 1 and 2. It's gonna come down to the Bears and the Vikings. It's gonna be tough. I'm gonna go with the Bears winning 5 division titles. I look for the Vikings to win 2, and I'm gonna get the Packers 1, just because of Aaron Rodgers. It's gonna be some magic somewhere. Somebody come with some magic. It won't be too much magic. They're gonna put the fire out real soon in Chicago. So again, Bears 5, Vikings 2, Packers 1 division title, Lions 0 division titles. Moving over to the AFC. This division here, these guys know each other real well. I think coming out the gates, the Steelers are the best in the best situation. Arguably the best coach in this division too, which is T-Pain. Now, he has Big Ben, Antonio Brown. You know, who's going to be the second receiver? That's all up to him. We don't know. Leave it up to him. But he does have Le'Veon Bell in the backfield. He got DeCastro on the offensive line. So, they have enough on offense to get it going quickly. How long he uses Big Ben will determine, success probably, towards Antonio Brown. Because, of course, if you lose Big Ben, Antonio Brown numbers may go down. I like the fact that they have Shazier coming back, from what I saw on EA Sports. Only 86 speed, but that's still good, better than nothing. They got Artie Burns at corner. They got Dupree at the linebacker spot as well. So look forward to them making some plays on the defensive side of the ball, keeping people out of the end zone, especially in year 2. Year 1 gonna be a toss-up for him. I probably still picking the win in the first year, but he does have a guy by the name of underrated in his division for the Baltimore Ravens. You probably picked him because of Jackson at the quarterback spot. I don't think he's gonna rely on Crabtree too much, but at least Crabtree can get you to the second season. You got Perriman you can build up, who has great speed. Nice solid O-line. The O-line, the captain of the O-line is yonder. But Baltimore is going to need to draft at the receiver spot, despite what they have. They still need to draft at that position. Crabtree does not have blazing speed. He's more like a possession type guy. So with that being said, he's going to need to get a playmaker opposite of Perriman. And who's to say? Perriman might come in struggling. He doesn't have the best of hands. But on the defensive side of the ball, they are led by C.J. Mosley at middle linebacker. They do have subs coming back until they find another defensive end. Conley at the cornerback spot. You got Weddle, who's getting old. He needs to be replaced. So, I feel like the Ravens just gonna struggle. When you have Jackson at quarterback, you just don't see Baltimore as a team coming out the gates and doing damage. You just don't see it. I mean, they did get Hurts at tight end in the draft. Hopefully, he can build them up into a 99 overall, because I don't see it. We got Smith over there at cornerback, but it's gonna be awfully tough for them to compete against the weapons in this division. The lucky thing for him, the most dangerous weapons for the tandem is Ross of the Bengals and AJ Green. he'll be able to, probably contain them because he probably still beat the Bengals. Bengals is a highlight guy, but he got to learn how to win games. Um, far as the Bengals team, outside of Ross and AJ Green, I do like William Jackson the third at corner in franchise mode only. Dalton numbers look okay. Well, he probably gonna replace him. You know, he probably gonna get replaced. I just don't see them holding on to Dalton. Um, man, this Bengal team, this is like a college team. These guys got to come in and fight for their position. They don't have what you call outside their receiving crew lockdown positions. I mean, you might consider William Jackson a lockdown position. This all comes down to the coach. It comes down to the coach. They still got Kirkpatrick at corner on the depth chart, but you probably throw him away, because even in real life, the Bengals they kept taking him in and out of the position. So we'll see how that goes with the Bengals roster. It's just one of the just a prospect team. I mean, I can't. I mean, who do you guys think on this team? Can you name one guy on this team that can stand out on the defensive side of the ball and say he has a job? I don't see it. If you guys can tell me one defensive player on that defense, just one, then I'll be quiet. I mean, they play well as a team, but I just don't see it. And then this guy here, he's not even a defensive player. So why would he pick a team that doesn't play defense or can't play defense? I mean, Marvin Lewis is a good coach for the talent that he has, but I think if the Bengals going into the draft, they're gonna probably be looking. I think they're gonna be looking for defensive help early. That's just my opinion. If I had to pick anybody or the strength of this team, I'm gonna have to say the D line. You got Dunlop, who's getting up in age, and you got Atkins. Outside of those two, I can't think of nobody who's gonna be around for the long haul. I like Billings too. Billings is a good D tackle, but the owner, by him not being a good defensive player, giving up 40 points a game, that's what I'm saying. Who does he have in that system that's going to help him out? As we roll over to the Browns got the best young team in the game. Question is, how much damage can the owner do? The owner of the Browns, Richie, had the Colts last year. He made the playoffs steadily. He said I disrespected him. It's a lot of good ballers, man. A lot of good ballers. 50 slipped a little bit, according to the Titans and the Texans, but it's okay. When you look at the overall scenery of this, the Browns have Garrett. I love D Ward. That's big on that defense. That's huge to start out. They lost Danny Shelton to the Patriots, which I thought was stupid. You gave the Patriots one of their biggest weaknesses. They had no D tackle. Their D tackle help was garbage. Garbage on top of garbage. And they kind of bailed them out. Offensive side of the ball, you do have Gordon, Mayfield. The question is, can Duke Johnson be the franchise back? He wouldn't be my franchise back. That's just my opinion. He'll get a try. I'll give him a tryout, but he wouldn't be my franchise back. I'll be looking somewhere else. You got Coleman in the slot, depending on how you use him. The Browns got a nice team, nice young team, but don't expect them to come out the gates winning early. With that all being said, I got the Steelers winning 5 division titles. I got the Browns winning 2. I got the Ravens winning 1, and the Bengals 0. He said he did damage in other leagues, but we want to see, dog. We ain't got time to be hearing nothing about no other league. We want to hear about this league. So We'll see what happens, but I don't have you winning no division titles. Again, Steelers 5 division titles, Ravens 1, Browns 2, and Bengals 0 division titles. As we roll over to the AFC South, it's going to be a two-man race between the Jaguars and Colts all the time, I feel. I don't see the Titans knocking on the door. Neither the Texans. Reason why, because the Titans, they play good. The owner plays good defense. Gus Eastbeast plays good defense, you know, but he has to go against the Colts offense. I'm gonna win it all. It's SJ known as a defensive guy, and then Young Money, he gonna be the guy everybody trying to see what he all about, you know. So he's in unfamiliar territory. The Titans are. Speaking of the Titans, the reason I didn't pick the Titans, Delonte Walker to me is the best player on offense. You do have Mariota and Henry, but Delonte Walker has that great overall. But he old. I can't have my best player overall be that old. Can't do it. This guy can run the ball with the best. Has a good defense. So I'm pretty sure Casey and Adoree Jackson will fit well into his system. You know, those are pretty much the franchise pieces on the defense side of the ball from my viewpoint. Throwing the ball wise, we don't know. By the time we're in year 5 or 6, all of these wide receivers could be replaced. They do have some nice inside numbers, but looking at their receiving crew, I did not like them at all. So I bounced on the Titans quick. They didn't even make my top 25. If I had picked 28, they probably would have had a chance. Now the team that has the receiving crew, the Texans. You got Hopkins and Fuller. Some other nice prospects. Tight end position kind of weak. I don't like Foreman. And plus Lamar Miller's on the decline. But the receiving crew with D. Watts, look for them to score quickly at times if they're coached by the right user. Then on the defensive side of the ball, you got Watts and Clowney coming for your head, while Honey Badger and Hall intercept the ball, forming the best safety tandem in the game, based on my opinion. Hall has elite speed. Honey Badger has elite speed and coverage. Joseph is old and slow. The cornerbacks on this team is garbage. This is strictly a zone team. They won't survive in man. And McKinney at middle linebacker, for some reason, even with 84 speed, he makes a lot of plays. Wow. He makes a lot of plays. But I can just see myself picking this team. Look for cornerback position to be the first emphasis for this team if the owner knows what he's doing. You can use a couple of offensive linemen as well. Rolling over to the Jaguars. Jaguars are a monster. I feel Blake Bortles was 26 already. I'd rather go younger at quarterback. I do like Fournette. Fournette is real close to Barkley in terms of speed and, just ability to run the football. They do have, Westbrook to throw the ball to in the slot. Possession seer, Marcus Lee. Now, one bright spot I like on the team too, but he's older than the other tight end I had, Ingram in the New York Giants uniform. Safarian Jenkins has 86 speed. That could work out. I'm pretty sure SJ saw that. I also like Karen Robinson on the offensive line. Nice building prospect. But what at Jacksonville beats the rest of the league is that corner. Jalen Ramsey and Abuye form the best cornerback tandem on the game. I don't like their safeties. Safeties are trash. Inside the numbers, one of the best linebacking crews in the game. And some people around the league think they got the best linebacker crew. I don't think so. I would have to go with Seattle in that situation. Led by Wagner and Griffin. And, Seattle always has some speed on the inside, for its inside numbers, for its linebackers. Now, what the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have to do is probably get, a veteran receiver if they're going to trade. If they don't trade for it, just look for him to build up Westbrook. They did have a nice prospect. He like 6'4". He got 94 speed, 21. I'm thinking that's why Expert picked him also in the dynasty. I'm not shocked at all. Because I'm telling you, Jacksonville and the Giants was tossing and turning in my head left and right. Just tossing and turning all over the place. Jacksonville Giants. Jacksonville Giants. It was never the Rams. The Rams was like number 3 or 4. So, in Atlanta. I think I had, yeah. Giants 1-1. Jacksonville number 2. Rams, no. Atlanta number 3. Rams 4. Vikings 5. And Texans 6. And so on and so on. So, I think Jacksonville in the first season will shut down most players. Question is, can those guys hold on to the ball? You got a low-rated quarterback compared to other quarterbacks in the league, and you got low-rated receivers. They're gonna drop a lot of balls if they have the right coverage. So you're gonna have to be real patient on these guys catching the pass. All right. That being said, let's roll over to the Colts. I had the Colts in my top 17. That was my 17th favorite team. Starting with Andrew Luck, he's already set to go. T.Y. Hilton, 2 good seasons. But what I like, they got Ingram from Detroit. That's a big pickup. And Nelson, who's a superstar right guard, doesn't hurt. Especially when you got Castro, Costanzo at left tackle. So that left side could be solidified depending on how he switches his offensive line around. Defensively, they're too young to even stop anybody. If you look at the whole situation, the safeties, you got T.J. Green, not bad at all, and Hooker. They will be set for life in that secondary. I wouldn't even flinch. They would sit right there and just develop. They're young, they're great to start with. Other than that, I didn't see the Colts having, too much of a stock for me to jump on them. The stock was just too low. Y'all really would have been laughing at me if I picked the Colts. Seriously. You got, because like I said, T.Y. Hilton just too old to call your best offensive player. Ibram is my type of tight end, but look at why pick him when you got tight end Ingram, who's better. So look for this team to make some moves. I don't think the receiver position is solidified. I think the O-line gonna get some improvement. This guy won 6 Super Bowls. With the Steelers. 6. He got knocked out by the Jets one time in Matty Lowe. So, with all that being said, look for the Colts to win 6 more division titles. SJ to win 2 division titles. He'll get to the playoffs, but he'll just win 2 division titles. The Texans won't win no division titles. The Titans won't win no division titles. I do feel the Titans might get. It's gonna be tough, man. Because right now, if you line up against my team, I'm gonna eat you up. I'm gonna eat the Titans up. The Titans don't match up well against me. I lost to the Titans last year, but shit, that was in like year 8 already. I just don't feel this team have enough firepower to come out the gates. He's gonna have to make a trade. He don't trade much unless he has to. So I gave him Saquon Barkley. He might trade, but I don't feel the Titans and the Texans can do it. This is just garbage. This was perfect. I told you from the beginning, man. Don't worry about it, dog. Atkins. None of that. We like what you've been doing, man. Man, Man, shit. Bro, this LA, man. And you right. It is about the plan. Damn it, bruh.